All right, and just as I got a message that we're live on my phone, he also messaged me that we're live. We're live. Hello, people, and welcome to the Footy Podcast. This is episode number 24. Here with a smaller cast that we normally have. It's obviously me, your host, Peter, with Brian
Hello, people.
and Sam.
Hello, everyone.
All right, so Kevin couldn't be here with us today. I mean, I don't really know why, but he couldn't. So just the three of us are gonna chat a little bit, Porto. I mean, not a lot. If you people want us to talk Porto, then just message us, leave us some questions. But we're obviously gonna touch upon the biggest thing. I mean, Porto's goal drought. They've been without a goal for over 400 minutes, I believe.
Yeah, 430.
430 minutes. And anybody got an explanation for that? What do you guys think?
Bad strikers.
Can't be the only problem, surely.
Well, you expect most of your goals to come from his strikers, so...
Yeah,
I mean, true.
it's a weird thing, you know. Sometimes teams go on droughts, but a team like Porto shouldn't be going on that type of drought. It's a combination of having bad strikers. I mean, we know that Andre Silva is a good player and a good striker, but he's hit a goal drought. Obviously, what's his name? Deportua? I don't know how to say his name.
Depoitre.
Yeah,
Hein?
he's been terrible. Like, you know what I mean? I mean, he's not a good striker. At least Andre Silva is a good striker, but this guy's not. But yeah, I mean, it comes from a lot of things, you know. Maybe the midfield's not helping out enough. A little bit of luck's not going away either. Like yesterday, they hit the post. That could have easily went in. It was a deflected shot, but that could have went in. And yeah, I mean, they've missed a few sitters as well, which is quite shocking. So it's a weird situation.
do you think the manager's to blame?
Yeah, good question.
The manager?
Yeah.
No, see, I can't blame the manager because, okay, he's setting out 11 players. Even if he sets them out defensively, you expect them to get at least one goal in what hasn't been 4 games. So, I mean, it's difficult, like, you know, for them to blame the manager, in my opinion. I think it's hard. You have to, at some point, blame the players because at the end of the day, they're missing these chances and things like that. So, I don't know. It's hard. But, I mean, it's gonna be difficult for him to find his way out of trouble, the Porto coach.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, well, strikers are obviously an issue, but no one's getting service as well.
True.
I mean, Corona is the only real winger that has stepped up. I mean, Jota is more of a striker than a winger, in my opinion, so I don't really even count him. So besides Corona, they got basically nobody else. What would you guys do?
I
don't know, really.
It's hard. Like, what can you really do? Even if let's say he decides to play a bit more of an attacking formation, I guess that's the only thing you can really do is try to play your best 11 and a more attacking formation, and go into Blaze in the next game. But I guess the only positive for Porto is that they've also kept a clean sheet every game since they played Benfica. So I mean, defensively they've been great, but offensively, obviously,
yeah, they haven't played the most amazing of teams. I mean,
No,
they played ones that have little to no goals scored. They played Copenhagen and Schalke. So I mean, we're not talking about amazing.
I agree.
Clubs.
I saw some Porto fans yesterday like, oh, defense was great again, but you're played in a team who doesn't even really attack, so you can't really count that as an amazing defense. But at the end of the day, they are keeping clean sheets, which is a good thing for them, obviously. But if you can't score, you can't win. So, yeah, there's a major problem. They have to probably buy someone in January, but with Porto's financial problems, they have to sell a lot of players, so they're in an iffy spot right now. You know, it's a difficult situation for them.
They had guys loaned out that won the league last year with the B team. Why not bring them in?
I don't know, and it's weird because, like I said, with the financial situation, you would think they would try to bring more B team players up so they don't have to buy. I don't know if that's a manager's choice. Maybe he doesn't like working with the youth too much, which I would find weird because he is a young manager. Most young managers like to work with youth.
Nah, I don't think Nuno has that issue.
Yeah, so
I
I
think
don't
it's
know.
for the trust, maybe to do a job, but when you're doing a goal scoring job for over 400 minutes, maybe it's time to start trusting you.
That's true. Maybe they have to give more experience. I definitely think they're gonna buy someone in January. That's for sure.
They have to.
Yeah,
It's
they have
basically
to.
mandatory to do so.
Yeah.
They got no wingers. I mean, again, I reiterate, to me, Jota is not a winger. He's not a real winger. You can say whatever, but he's not going to be that guy that, makes a killer pass. He's not that type of player. He's a
Yeah.
striker. So, I mean, besides Corona, they got Brahimi, but let's face it, Brahimi's only playing cup games. I mean, he's done there. He's never going to be a player there. I mean,
Yeah.
they got Varela. But Varela's absolute trash. And I mean, who the hell do they got? I mean, nobody else.
Yeah, I mean, it's quite interesting to see the difference. I don't watch Sporting enough, so I can't compare Sporting, but comparing Benfica to Porto, you notice Benfica strikers aren't really hot in form. It's mostly our wingers and our midfielders. Like Pizzi's obviously been in form lately, and Salvia's been scoring.
Servi's got like
Servi.
5 goals.
Exactly, Servi. Lisandro's obviously scored a couple already this season. So kind of in our team, it kind of comes from everywhere, you know. So if our strikers are not in form, we kind of expect other players to do it. While in Porto, it's as if André Silva's not in form, which he's not right now. It's kind of like no one else is gonna score. So
Yeah. And that's been coming for a lot of seasons. I mean, I know that Jonas had the majority of Benfica's goals, but even last year, you could say, "Oh, Mitroglou scoring, Raul scoring, Gaetan scoring, Pizzi scoring." So you always had guys that were scoring. Renato was scoring,
Talisca as well had a few.
yeah, and then the same thing with Sporting. I mean, they weren't just Slimani. I mean, Slimani was the main man, but they still had a couple guys bang some in. Jefferson, Brian Ruiz, our one Adrian. There you go. So Porto's been having this issue since Jackson Martinez. They had no one. No one. Jackson has been carrying them. He was the one carrying them. So, I mean, do they change formation? They work something. I think they have to do something. They just have to keep trying. I mean, if they draw points to Braga this year, they ain't gonna win the league. I mean, that's basically. I mean, I know it's early as hell, but I just don't. Do you guys see them coming back from a 9-point deficit? I mean,
well, first we have to hope Benfica win on Friday.
Obviously, of course, assuming both Benfica and Sporting win, that's 9 and 7 points.
Well, I was watching TV and they've said no one has ever recovered 8 points. Obviously, Benfica last year recovered 7. So Porto still have technically a chance if we're going off of that record. But no one's recovered 8 or more. So I definitely think if they slip up against Braga and Benfica and Sporting win, it has to be lights out for them. Because not only do they have to hope Benfica loses 3 games, they also have to hope Sporting. So it'll be very difficult. Yeah.
And I mean, Braga should win at least 80% of their games. So even if Braga has a good, solid year, they might even, they might have to carry themselves through Braga as well, and that's not going to be easy. So if I'm Porto right now, if we draw points to Braga, I'll just scratch this year and just try and figure out stuff that works. I think that's the best for them. Basically, face this whole season as a preseason, experiment a couple things, and see what you do best, basically. Which brings me to my next question, though, and the last Porto one that we got here is if Nuno loses or ties with Braga, and then is out of the Champions League against Leicester, does he get sacked?
I think so.
I think so.
Yeah, I was saying, I asked this to Kevin yesterday, but he didn't answer me. I said, do we think he will lose his job if he slips up against Braga and Benfica win, and if Leicester beat him or draw and Porto don't make it through? I think he loses his job because, first of all, that's a lot of money in the Champions League you're not making now, and second of all, the league title's over. That's the 2 most important things in the season, and the third most important, the Taç's gone. They also can't win. Yeah. So I mean, it will just be a terrible season. So unfortunately, because I do think he's a decent coach, but Porto, he caught Porto at the wrong time. He caught Porto.
And if I was the president, I would not sack him. But I don't think that's gonna happen. I'm being realistic, and I think they
Yeah.
would. Obviously, if I was the manager, if I was the president, I'd know what has been going on for the last 3 years, and I wouldn't just sack the guy.
Well,
But
what's happening with Porto now is something that's happened with Sporting and Benfica in years before. I mean, you can remember Sporting not too long ago. Every year they had a new coach, because it wasn't like the football; it was the background. Benfica the same. When I was a kid, we had Trapattoni 1 year, Koeman, Fernand Sanch, so many coaches every season. Kike Flores. Every year was a different coach. Camacho, I forgot. But we find that stability, and Porto right now is unstable as a club.
they're unstable because they're not winning, and they're not giving their managers time. I mean, I'm gonna scratch out Lopetegui because I just don't think that he's good. But both Paulo Fonseca and Nuno should be given a hell of a lot more time than they probably will get. I mean, Paulo Fonseca was. If you guys, this is amazing. If you guys go back, look at the off season that he had with Porto. I believe no one plays for them, at least not in the first team. Lica's gone, obviously. I mean, Herrera is the only notable name that he has there. I mean, who else did he sign? I mean, he signed a couple players from Estoril. He didn't sign any big names, and he was never given a real opportunity there. So
it shows how easily a club can get thrown off when one manager gets let go like that. If Benfica had fired Rui Vitória after such a bad start, who knows where we would be right now. So I think Porto can look at us in a way and say, look, they kept Rui Vitória and they ended up winning the league and doing well in the Champions League. We should keep Nuno.
And they should say as well, even if they didn't win the league, they ended up, at least they would have gotten to third place. It would have been in the Champions League. They had a decent outgoing there. So, I mean, I wouldn't sack him, but I think it's likely to happen because, I mean, let's face it, a team like Porto 4 years without winning the league title is just basically unacceptable for them. All right. But, I mean, I guess that's Porto. And now we're moving on to Sporting. We're going to talk a little bit about Sporting as well. A bit more than Benfica, probably, because they did play twice. I almost forgot to mention Porto. Obviously, if those that don't know, Porto drew twice 0-0 against Belenenses at home for the Taça da Liga and away for the Campeonato. So there you go. That's why we were talking about the goal drought. But Sporting, on the other hand, they did manage to win away at Boa Vista 1-0, courtesy of Bas Dost. So let me give you the lineup, Sam. So obviously, Rui Patrício was in goal. Schelotto, Rubem Semedo, Coates, and Marvin. Obviously, Schelotto is going to be out for 4 weeks. We're gonna talk about that. William, Adrian, Gelson, Bruno Cesar, Bas Dost, and I completely forgot who was the right midfielder on that game, to be honest with you, or the left midfielder.
Joel Campbell.
Started. There you go. So, hard win. I mean, let's try and keep the Semedo standing off a little bit away from your first impressions of the game and what you thought about it.
Okay.
Then we'll talk about that.
Like you said, it wasn't the best performance, but we got 3 points in the end. That's all that matters, really. It doesn't matter how bad you play, as long as you win. My personal man of the match went to Gelson Martins. A good assist, good skill. I think he's really improved over the course of this season. Players who I didn't think played very well. Bruno Cesar, he gave away a lot of possession. Didn't play very well. And Joel Campbell just takes the most ridiculous shots and expects them to go in. And I just don't understand. I was talking to you about this the other day, Peter, when I said about Joel Campbell. You said he was overrated. I'm starting to agree with you here because his performance just haven't been of standard to what I think it should be.
Yeah, I did say that because I follow a couple of Arsenal fans, being the club that I most sympathize with in England. And they were all raving about how Joe Campbell should have chances at Arsenal and why isn't Wenger using this guy? And every time I watch him at Sporting, he's he's useless. He's been non-existent. And when he's on the ball, he's not making the most correct chances, the most correct choices. So, I mean, I don't really know what's up with him. I mean, you might have to, just set him aside. He's a loanee, so it's not going to hurt you a lot. We saw that Bruno Cesar had to play in a lot of different positions on this last game.
Yeah, to be fair, I guess that's the reason why. But like Joel Campbell, I don't think he's been playing very well to earn a place in the starting side.
Mm-hmm. Obviously, Bastos bagged the goal. And we're moving on to Ruben Smith because I want to talk about his performance, which I thought was pretty bad.
Semedo, did you say?
Yes, Semedo. To an extent that he was pulled to right center back at one point. I don't know if you noticed that, but he was getting burnt on the left side, and JJ even switched him out to the right side.
I didn't notice that, to be fair. But yeah, he didn't play. But on the bright side, he didn't concede. You talk about the yellow card. The first yellow card he got didn't need to get it. He nothing. I don't think would have come of that chance. And if you don't mind, I'll talk about the red card, which I don't.
Yeah, we can now. We can now. Although I do think that the yellow card. I mean, you can understand why he gave it. I mean, he was a counter-attack, so he stopped the play and the ref gave the yellow. I mean, that's not really the biggest issue, I think.
The second one, I don't understand because he just went to get the ball and then I think it was his back knocked over the Boavista player and the ref gave a second yellow. In my opinion, if Semedo wasn't on a yellow card, it wouldn't have been given as a second yellow.
I think it was I don't know what happened. I saw the replay and I was like, okay, that should have not happened. Maybe it was just the pressure of the whole, supporting group of Boavista getting in his face, and he just pulled the trigger. I don't think it is a red card though. I know. I think he made a bigger mistake on that Rui Patricio play, which you're gonna talk about, than the Rui Smith sending off.
Okay.
Yeah, we have to. I mean, we have to touch upon that. I mean,
but before you start that, if you don't mind, talk about Scarlotto's injury.
Go right ahead.
So we've got a problem. Sport. Joel Pereira suspended. Scarlotto in. Who can we play there? But I don't like Ezegai that much. I think I'd rather play Paulo Oliveira right back than Ezegai.
Oh God, no! Let us not see. The last time he played a center back on the wings, as a fullback, he conceded 5 goals. So let's just
okay.
You better not ask him to do that. Okay, I do get your point. But
this is a game we need to win to get into the Europa League. I don't want to risk.
You forget that it was a team that scored 7 goals against Borussia Dortmund and Real Madrid combined.
True. Yeah.
So you can't really, say that they're not gonna put Pau in a lot of pressure. I mean, when somebody scores 4 goals against Dortmund and 3 against Real Madrid, I mean they gotta have some type of ability up front. So I get your point, but I think he's a guy who is good. I mean, he's getting burnt because he's young, and João Pereira got the nod over him, and obviously Schelotto as well. But I think he should be on that list, on that B team list, I believe, and he should be the one playing. I mean, I guess that's why he played today as well.
Probably to give him some experience.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. A couple of game time. All right, so I think everybody saw the Rui Patricio play, right? Everybody saw that?
Yeah, I saw it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, okay.
What did he do?
You didn't see it?
No, I didn't.
Oh,
was it a frango or something?
No, what? No, it was the ball that went inside.
Oh yeah, I did see that. Yeah, I did. Yeah. Sorry.
That took a while. To figure out.
Sorry.
All right. So, what are you guys saying?
I am gonna say that it was lucky not to be given as a goal, But they did show one camera angle, and like obviously don't have gold line technology in Portuguese football. Maybe that's something they should invest in, but I don't know really, because it looked like it crossed the line, but maybe the ref saw something different, the linesman saw something different.
I think the linesman saw it. The only reason why I think the ball is in is because his foot is clearly on the line, no question. And there's another foot that's inside the goal. But all right, so let's say that I don't know which foot it is, so I'm just gonna say the right foot is on top of the line, right?
Yeah.
And the left foot is inside of the goal. But the ball is on top of the thigh of the right foot. And if the right foot is on top of the goal, that means that the thigh is backwards, so it's inside the goal, and he did go with the ball inside of the net. I mean, the camera angle isn't the best, but with what we have, I think it should have been given as a goal.
Fair enough.
It's really close, but I think there's one. I mean, different channels will use different things, but there's one picture where it looks like the ball's high on his thigh, and it is a goal. But I can't blame the ref for not giving it because it is super close.
I can't believe this is the ref. I think the refs have to see that. The linesman has to see that. The linesman has to
see
that.
It's so quick, though. We're looking at a picture. Well, they're looking at Patricia Hezon's dive for half a second and puts it back on.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know.
That's how you have to think about it. I can't blame the ref for that because when you're referee live and there's so much commotion, he has the ball for half a second.
I should have asked my dad how it is because he did end up giving goals that were the ball went in.
No, but you don't have to be a referee.
But I would have asked him what he thought. What those moments because he had it more than once, and if it's harder to decide that or an offside because sometimes, obviously being a linesman is absolutely terrible, but I give him a way bigger leash for offsides than for balls getting into the back of the net and then not seeing it.
You also have to put in mind this that. Let's be honest, sportsmen do complain about refs quite a lot. So if that goal is given, those referees are definitely going to get bashed a little bit for giving that goal. Maybe they're a little worried about that as well. I don't know, but I think it's a tough decision to be.
No, I'm not questioning that. I'm just saying that I just think that
it's a goal, in my opinion.
It's a goal. Yeah, exactly.
In my opinion, it's a goal. But I can understand why it wasn't given. I'm not mad at that. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I wish it counted.
Yeah, no, because I felt like it was, and I mean, I'm not. Bobisha should have done a hell of a lot more, to be honest with you guys. And I think that I fell asleep during the game. 35 minutes in, I didn't watch the last 10 minutes and like the beginning of the second half. Sorry, I just fell asleep. But what I noticed is that if Boavista would have held for 0-0, they would have won. But as soon as Sporting put one in the back of the net, I know it had to be like a frango or a set piece or just something to get them to score because they weren't really all that good. And while we're still here, holy shit. Hold on, let me check that real quick. Okay, there we go. All right, because I was seeing a game at 10 o'clock and I was like, what? I just want to say that the Taça the Portugal games have been scheduled and Sporting is going to play on the 14th at 9 o'clock Portuguese time, and Benfica plays on the same day, the 14th, at 7 o'clock Portuguese time. So there you go. That's 7, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. That's 4 o'clock Bermuda and 4, 3, 2 o'clock US, and then
no.
4 o'clock Yeah, it is 4 o'clock.
US is 1 hour behind us. If it's 4 o'clock in Bermuda, it's 3 o'clock US.
Oh wait, you're 4 hours behind us?
Well, 4 hours behind Portugal, yeah.
Oh, I thought you were 3. Okay, so there you go. Just 3 o'clock for Bermuda, 2 o'clock for the US, and for the Sporting game, it's 5 o'clock Bermuda, 4 o'clock. No, yeah, there you go. You guys figure it out. Just know that the game's out, basically. I just saw this like right now on Twitter, so I decided to point that out, that they have been scheduled. Although I do think that Benfica is probably not going to play at Massamá, which is a shame because it's like 5 minutes away from my Padrinho's house, so which I thought was quite interesting. But there we go. I mean, it's just letting you guys know that the games have been scheduled for the 14th I don't know what type of implications that ends up having on the league, to be honest, because I haven't really checked the schedules. But there you go. You have it on the 14th. Their games. I'm actually just gonna check quickly where the 14th is though. So it's on a Wednesday. So there you go. There's games on the Wednesday in 2 weeks' time. Oh god damn it! If I think I'm gonna play the same time, I'm gonna watch Star Wars.
Yeah. Star Wars.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch it. I already bought the tickets.
Watch it in the cinema as well, just on your phone.
Yeah. And it's like pre I don't know what to call it. Like when you watch it before it actually airs on
Premiere.
the whole world. Apparently, yeah. It's like the day before. It's on. Actually, I think that the movie comes out on the 15th, but we're gonna watch it on the 14th.
There's a new Star Wars.
Yeah, Rogue One. But
I don't like Star Wars. Man. I'm one of the few people that never watch it.
I've never watched it before, and then I did, and I liked it. But let's move on. Sorry, because this is football, not fantasy.
Star Wars podcast.
Yeah, we can make one eventually. Just kidding. But all right, so Sporting played at home against Tarouca. Obviously, I've stated before I did not watch this game because I thought it was a little bit useless by my part to watch it. I did see the goal though because I switched it over. I was like, go 0-0. And then like 5 seconds later, Sporting scored. And I was just like, okay, well, back to not watching it. Alan Ruiz scored their goal. Beto was in goal. Gaio, Douglas, Oliveira, and Jefferson. Petrovic, Elias, Markovic, and Campbell. Alan Ruiz and Andre, obviously a whole different 11 from the one that played against Boavista. But Sam, besides what you thought about the game, I gotta ask again: Douglas, Petrovic, Jefferson, Elias, Markovic. What did you think of their performances?
Elias and Petrovic were very bad. Well, not very bad, but to say the least. Markovic didn't have much of an impact, but still got balls into the box. Still a good passing game from him. Joel Campbell, taking stupid shots again. Don't know if he should play for the starting 11. And then Castaños did miss a 1-on-1. And so basically, he got subbed on the 60th minute. And then he missed the 1-on-1. I think he pretended to get injured. It didn't look like a solid injury. And then came off 10 minutes later.
You gotta be kidding me.
Honestly, that is what happened.
Oh my god, he's done. Oh, that is hilarious. All right, go on.
And I also thought Beto was solid in goal. Made a good amount of saves to keep us in the mat. Well, not keep us from conceding.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it. Markovic, I've said he put good balls into the box, kept the passing game going. He's very quick, I must say. There were some times where I thought some of the through balls that Elias put through that he wasn't going to get. Tim, I think he's improving from what I've last seen of him. So who knows? Maybe he can start instead of Joel Campbell. Maybe not. No. Maybe JJ wants to run someone else.
Just leave him out. No, let him out. I hated that transfer. But okay, so Petrovic wasn't good. Elias wasn't really that good. Campbell wasn't that good. Marco is really the I guess the star of the show that day. Did he play the best? Who was your man of the match?
Well, Alan Ruiz scored, so I guess I would say Alan Ruiz. But Beto, for me, was man of the match, like I said. Good saves. A good backup goalkeeper. If Rui Patricio gets injured, I'm fine with having...
Yeah, finally you got backup. Finally you got some decent backup. So, yeah, I agree. That was a good goalkeeper. It's all right. It was an okay performance. Was it better than for example, the game against Famalicão for the Taça?
It was quite boring, to be honest with you.
Yeah. But was it better? Like a better overall team performance?
Oh, team performance? Not really. I don't think they gel well together, this team. I think the defence plays okay with each other. Yeah. But the midfield, I don't think is on the same length. And Castaños is just... I can't put into words what I think of Castaños. Andre is okay.
Andre isn't bad. Probably a decent.
But
Yeah, but a decent backup, I'd say, right? Better than Dupois, surely.
yeah, true.
So you got that going for you. Obviously, on Wednesday, we're going to talk about Benfica Sporting. So, I mean, there's not really point to talk about it. But we're going to preview the Legia game because we got some time. And what do you think, to Poland?
I hope JJ does actively. I want us to score, put some confidence back into the team because we've only been winning games by 1 goal. So maybe if we score 2, 3, who knows? But like Gelson Martins, hopefully another good game from him. Bastos, hopefully another goal. And like I said, interesting to see who play right there.
You're not scared at all of Legia? I mean,
yeah, I am. I want to go to the Europa League.
Because what? You want to? Okay, good. You want to?
I want to.
Yeah, good. Because I mean, they put 7 past in Real, and they're probably gonna get at least 1 past Sporting. I'd say. Obviously this is all speculation. I mean, Sporting can go out there and score like 3 goals in 5 minutes, and we're all done. But then Legia can score like 2 goals in 2 minutes, and we're like, okay, what the hell just happened?
Hopefully not.
Yeah, but I think it's gonna be one of those games where you're just gonna go into it, expect everything, because I think Legia can give you a little bit of everything, really.
Especially at their home ground as well.
Exactly. So it's
in Poland, so
it's not a guaranteed win, but it could be an easy win to Sporting. It just depends on what happens really in the beginning of the game. I think that's gonna be crucial. First couple of minutes. Brian, care to weigh in on this? Legia put 7 past Dortmund and Real Madrid. Sporting going away to Poland. What do you say?
It is a difficult game in Poland because they have a lot of fans. There are a lot of great fans. They're very intimidating. But if you catch Legia on your right day, then you can easily beat them, like you just said. If you catch them on the wrong day, where they are scoring goals and things like that, it could be difficult for Sporting. I think it's going to be tough, but I think Sporting will get at least a draw. At the same time, we've seen Sporting mess up big time against some smaller clubs than them. So I don't know. It's difficult. In the end, I think I see Sporting coming through though, with at least a draw and going to the Europa League. Which I don't know, Sam. Sorry, I was going to say, Sam. If I was in the same position as you, as embarrassing as it might be to come fourth, maybe it'll be better for you to focus on your league. I know you'll lose financially, but you saw with teams like Leicester and like Liverpool this season. And Chelsea, no Europe, but they're doing very well.
I can see where you're coming from, but from my point of view, the European competition, the main reason I want them to go to the Europa League because hopefully they match up against an English team and I can actually watch them live. That's probably the main thing.
English teams don't really care about Europa League, though. So.
Exactly, especially we get someone like Spurs.
Yeah. But I was gonna say though, although I don't agree with that. Approach. I was gonna say, don't be surprised if JJ just comes out and plays like Matheus Pereira and right back or some crap like that, and just completely plays the weak side and goes out. I mean, it's not past him. It's not past him to do that.
No,
I don't think he will. But it's George Jesus. Anything can happen with him.
Exactly anything can happen. I mean, yeah. Go on.
I think JJ wants to win a European title, so I'm sure he's going to go for that Europa League if he gets into it. Because he obviously failed twice with Benfica, so if he could do Sporting, obviously he would try. But
I think I'd murder him. I'd just kill him, basically. Go to Lisbon.
Listen, I think about Benfica. I hope we beat Napoli and go to the next round, but I think if we go to the Europa League, I think we have a real shot of winning it.
I just don't want to go there, though. I don't.
No, I don't either.
I'd rather go out in the next round of the Champions League, but stay there.
Yeah, at least we make money.
10 million euros. So,
yeah, I hope so too. I hope we beat Napoli. Yeah.
All right, so Legia is going to be a difficult game. I mean, or an incredibly easy game. We already got that set up. Sam wants Sporting to win, obviously, to be in Europa League. I also think that they should go for the win, but I mean, anything can happen with JJ. And I mean, all right. So just putting this question right out of the blue, we're like what, a month away from January, basically. Yeah, basically. So we're about like 5 months into the season, 4 months into the season. What would you change right now, Sam? What does Sporting need to improve?
Well, I've actually got in my notes here that a Chinese team has actually offered money for Elias.
For Elias, yeah.
I would be gladly take. I think it was 8 million. I've got it down here for Elias.
Did you guys pay for him to come back?
Yeah, like 4 million or something like that.
Oh, okay. At least you make a profit. But what a terrible decision, though, right? Like, why would I don't know? At least you make a profit.
It was JJ. He wanted him. He wanted him. So don't blame Bruno Carvalho on that one. Blame on Castaños. But go on. Sorry.
I would also like get a new striker. Maybe loan Castaños out. Maybe I don't know. Maybe loan Andre out as well if we can get a better backup striker.
As if you need 3 strikers. You need 3 strikers at least.
True.
Get Theo back.
Oh, I just don't like it. Maybe we could play like Joel Campbell at striker, Markovic at striker. They could be a backup.
No,
striker.
Markovic is not really that good. No, but you need clinical finishers. Sporting doesn't have that. I mean, Bas Dost is a little bit different. He's not as mobile. I'd say keep Theo and Andre as backups. Because Theo is good. I mean, you might not like him, but he's not really backup quality as well.
I just think last season he was a bit lazy in what he done for the team, and then I don't like players who speak out about a club and then expect everything to be good to come back, and then because he said some bad things about Sporting as a whole. So
he did, but he's definitely coming back.
Okay, if he apologizes, I won't mind. If he apologizes to the fans of the club, I'll be fine.
Just got a very good article from Record right here, which I'm gonna just take a moment out to read as soon as I can advance. This is good. All right, so we got some new info here, which I'm trying to open up on this image. Let's see if I can just enhance it a little bit. Just give me a moment, guys, okay? Need to enhance the images here. I'm not really sure how to do that, but just give me a moment. It's about the sales and how much Sporting paid for their players. All right, so I got it right here. It's from CMVM. I'm pretty sure you guys know what it is, right? The market, whatever. They have to announce what they... Yeah. Okay, so Bas Dost, 100% of his economics rights, 10 million. Euros.
That's not bad, I guess.
Elias, 50%, 2.5 million euros.
So they're only going to make 4 million if they sell him.
Castaños, 80%, 2.5 million euros plus 225,000. So that's 2.725 million euros.
I wouldn't pay anything for Castaños.
Andre was 50% of his rights, 1 million euros. Douglas was 100%, 1 million euros. So that's 19.536 basically, what they spent. Interesting, right?
Yeah.
There's a couple more over here. They got Alan Ruiz, 100% of his rights. Jesus Christ. 8 million euros.
What? 8 million?
for signing him 4.844 plus other, I don't know what this is, basically other things that they have to pay for him, 3.200. So that's 8.044 million euros.
That is
bad.
That is what are you thinking?
Ridiculous. Also got Theo over here. 90% of his rights, 3.4 million. Random dude. I don't know who the hell this. Oh, Naldo. That's when they sold. They got him for 3 million. So there you go. There's that. Spalvij was 1.614 million.
Oh, I forgot about Spalvey actually.
Yeah, but he's out for like 6 months, so that's why I forgot about him. Brian Ruiz was 1.2 million. Brun Cesar was a free transfer. And Petrovic was 1 million. I don't think that's okay. And probably the best deal, Marvin Ziegler, was 690,000 euros.
Yeah, that is the best deal for money wise. I would say not a lot of obviously a lot of money to me, but to a club, it's not a lot of money to be paying for a player.
Yeah. So I mean, Alan Ruiz is basically the biggest headline here with 8 million.
Why?
8 million euros.
No, he's not even that good. If he was, do you know? Is he young? Because I'm not actually sure how old he is.
He's like 20.
Oh, okay.
You want me to check?
So,
You want me to check? I'll check. But 8 million is a lot of money, man.
Yeah. But like I said, if he's young, I guess.
He's from 1993, so he's 21. 22, 22, I believe. So there you go.
That's not that bad. 8 million though, like
that's a lot of money.
He doesn't even start as well. If he was a started in the starting 11, fair enough. But he's on the bench most of the time.
Yeah, no, Jesus, that was a lot of money. Sorry. But there you go. There's also another one in how much money they made, which I might just. You guys want me to look that up real quick as well? I mean, I got it. I can do it.
I saw that earlier.
Okay. What is this? 12 million, 16 million in total, plus 12 million in total. So that's 16 plus 12, that's 28. Basically, about 30 million euros, basically. That's what it says here. No, plus the 70 million that they got with Naldo, João Mario, and Slimani. There you go. That's 32 million euros in the first semester, basically. So it's not too shabby, but the money spent on who is really the big headline. 8 million.
Yeah.
It's a lot of money. Okay, but basically, striker is still a priority, even though you signed.
But then I remembered Spalvis, so I'm not really sure now. But
you can't. He's basically gonna restart his whole season. It's gonna be like preseason for him in January, so he's not really gonna make a big impact. At least I shouldn't assume so.
True.
I don't even know what's his injury. Hold on, let me just check. If it's something on the knee, then let me just quickly check. Yeah, he got his anterior cruciate ligament ruptured. So it's a ruptured ACL. So it's gonna be like Salvio. I'd give him. It's not gonna be that important for the second half of the season, I'd assume.
I wonder if we could get a striker on loan, maybe, to fill out. And like, obviously, Teo's coming back, but if we were to loan Castaños, so maybe loan Andre, which I don't see us doing, but if we could get a loan striker, I don't know any that would be out for loan, but you never know. But for now, I guess.
All right. So, but still, right? Striker is basically the biggest priority. So we got that down now. All right. So now let's move on to Benfica. They played Moreirense at home. 3-0 win. Pizzi scored twice, and Raul also scored. Now I'm gonna give you guys the lineup. Pedersen was in goal. Nelson Semedo, Luizão, Lindelof, and Eliseu across the back. Feza, Pizzi in the midfield. Salvio, Serbi wide. Kedge and Mitro up front. Eliseu's out for 4 weeks. The same as Keloto, so he's gonna miss a while. Hopefully, Grimaldo should be back by Sporting at least. Brian, what did you think of the performance?
I didn't think we played very well. I mean, obviously, Moreirense parked the bus for the whole game, but I don't think it was very fluid. PZ, who's done quite well for us lately, he wasn't playing very well until he scored the goal. And it was a nice, very quick goal. If Benfica players like that more often, we would score easily or more easily. Because the first goal was very quick and Moreirense didn't even know what happened to him, really. But overall, yeah, it wasn't our best game. I thought Raul was really out of the game, except for like one or two shots. The thing that it annoys me about Raul, which is probably why he doesn't start, he's always pushing to the right. Always. You would think he's a winger. You would think he's a winger.
He has no sense of positioning at all.
No. And it's then like, who are we supposed to cross to now? Because it isn't going to be Gaj who's going to get his head on the ball. And I was hoping that he would score a few to wake Mitroglou up, who hasn't been on form. But yeah, that pissed me off. Salvio looked a bit tired to me. I wish he would have. Well, he came off at a good time. And yeah, overall, I mean, Feja was always a monster. Eliseo, he got injured early, so we couldn't really judge him. And Nelson Semedo had another great game, just putting in a lot of work, helping out the attack, and things like that. So overall, not our best performance, but we scored 3 goals. We got to rest a few players. Rafa got to come on and get a few extra minutes under him. So hopefully he can. I would like to see him start soon. And yeah, so as long as we win and keep a distance before we get to Sporting, I'm happy.
All right. I thought we played, I guess as best as we could with Moreirense parking the bus. I thought those times were over, man.
No, never.
Because normally teams push up against Benfica. They're not really that scared to attack as much as they used to. So I was expecting a more attacking side, I suppose. But they parked the bus. They really did everything. I mean, mate, if you're listening to this, I don't recall your name. You tweeting me saying that they were playing a 4-3-3 doesn't mean that they're not parking the freaking bus, okay? They were 12 men behind the ball. There were about 20 minutes where the whole game was played inside 40 yards.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure that everybody that watched the game saw that.
Yeah, so they parked the bus.
They parked the goddamn bus. I mean, they weren't really pressuring Benfica to not create any chances, but they were just defending. They were just.
I think Edison made just one save, if I'm not mistaken. It was a good save, but I think he only made one.
Yeah, about it, probably just one save because
maybe 1 or 2.
I was like, what? Even Moreirense didn't do anything, mate. So I mean, 4-3-3 or not, they parked the goddamn bus.
You got to say though, they parked the bus not very well. If they conceded 3.
No, they definitely didn't. To a point, which was weird because they stick to the game plan, 1-0, 2-0 down,
even after going down.
They just kept parking the bus, but it wasn't working at that point because the team, was more tired. Ours was a little bit more, ecstatic from both goals. We kept pressing on, and they were just, okay, we're just gonna keep defending and see what happens. Andre Almeida came on. I thought it was terrible for the first half, and then he picked it up in the second. I don't want to be overly critical, but he just couldn't couldn't control the ball basically for like the first 20 minutes that he was on the pitch. But after that, he picked it up, made some decent crosses. Obviously, same type of player as Eliseo. He crosses a lot, but he played decently. I guess he's gonna be good against Marítimo as well. I don't think he's going to do a lot that we're not expecting. He should be a decent player, as he always is. Luizão is a rock at the back. Last year he was absolutely terrible. This year he's absolutely killing it. I think he's fourth best
so far
center back.
In the league. It's so far, except for the Besiktas game, while Luizão and Lindelof's on the pitch, Benfica have not conceded goals, except for in Turkey. Other than that, we haven't, because even in Porto, Luizão wasn't on the pitch when they scored. So, I mean, I would like to see Jardel back, but why fix something that isn't broke?
Exactly. I mean, Jardel is probably going to get into the team. with time, probably we'll see his Luizão starting to come off, even though he played. I think that game where he got subbed off in the 14th minute was like one of the first times that he didn't finish a game. So, but we're probably gonna see Luizão, start to drop a couple minutes for Jardel. But he's been a rock at the back this year. And last year I was overly critical of him, this year he's been great. He's been very good. Getting the ball back inside of like 20 yards of the opponent's area. I mean, he was just killing it. Feza, obviously. I mean, there's no need to describe Feza. I thought it was pretty good. Pizzi, I thought was bad, but he ended up scoring twice.
Does what Pizzi does. Plays bad, but always scores.
Yeah, it's just like Gaetan. just like Gaetan. Servy's good, but he's a little bit tired. So I think he should be able to rest for like 2 games and then put him back into first team. Salvio should get rested. Salvio doesn't pass the ball. Salvio thinks that he's the only player on the pitch, which is just annoying.
Yeah, and he loves to shoot. Similar to Joe Campbell, he just loves to shoot. And even on his left foot, which very rarely ever works, he loves to shoot.
If he shot it with his right foot, I'd be okay with it. But he keeps shooting it with his left foot.
I personally hope that Rafa starts this weekend. Well, on Friday, I think he should start over Salvio or Servi so they can get some rest. And put in Rafa, you don't really lose any quality because he's just as good as those guys. So I doubt it because Vittori just loves to start the exact same team every time.
Yeah,
but I hope so.
I mean, we did see Raul, and I even wrote to Mitro.
Yeah, that was surprising.
I think I probably even sent Mitro. We did see Raul start. I wasn't that surprised, but I was expecting a couple more changes, to be honest. Maybe Rafa play. I thought Carrillo was good as well. I mean, Carrillo's like finally, but he's like finally starting to. I don't know. I think he's starting to find his pace there. He just needs to start running a little bit faster, like he used to with Sporting. He's definitely missing that explosiveness, but the pass that he made to Pizzi, if that was a goal, holy hell. So I think Carrillo should start a couple. I mean, I'm not saying big games, but start him in every cup game because he needs those minutes. He needs those minutes.
Play Taça da Liga anyway because we haven't.
Massamá told. Sorry, Taça da Liga. I'll tell you in a moment. I checked, but I forgot. I'll tell you in a moment. I normally remember, but completely slipped my mind.
Do you think Rafa should? I'm pretty sure Mitro is going to start up top this Friday instead of Raul. But I would like to see Rafa maybe play up top. I don't know. I just want to see Rafa play because I think he's going to score soon. He should have scored. He should have scored against Moreirense. He did really well.
He should have. He did really well. No, freaking Raul scored. I was like, no.
That was annoying. Score. It's kind of sad, like that we wasn't rooting for Raul, but everybody wanted Rafa to score.
We got a pretty difficult group in the Taça da Liga, to be honest. Right? Obviously, us, Passos de Ferreira, Guimarães, and Vizela.
And 2 of those away.
And I'm gonna love watching Guimarães Vizela. They're gonna be punching each other to a bloody pulp. They hate each other. It's gonna be amazing. But it's a little bit of a hard group. I mean, Benfica should still go through, but difficult group. But I'd still start because we don't lose quality, but we need to start playing those wingers. Right, so they start getting minutes. Yeah, we don't drop qualities. They just aren't fit. They're not game ready. So we need them fit. I mean, I'd start Rafa. I'd start Carrillo. I'd start probably Raul.
That's too much.
Andre Almeida. No,
Carrillo. I wouldn't start Carrillo in the league.
Okay,
but
I wouldn't start him at all.
I was saying League Cup, by the way.
League and Cup. Yeah. League Cup and Cup, sorry.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I'd start.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so if I'm giving you an 11, it would be probably Júlio César, André Almeida, Jardel if he's not playing, and Lisandro. Eliseo, Samaris, or Danilo. whichever one of them, or Samaris and Danilo, or Samaris and Horta, Rafa and Carrilho, and maybe Jonas whenever he's better, and Raul. That's what I'd do, maybe. Because that's still a very good team. If that team played every week in the league, you'd still probably be first. So there's not really much of a drop in quality, but those guys need game time. They need to be fit, so they need to play. So yeah, that was a big tangent, but there we go. I was expecting a little bit more changes. That's how it all started. I was expecting to see a couple more players play.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. We got the win. I felt like we needed to rest a couple players though, because it's two very crucial games coming.
I think this Friday he should make 2 changes at least. Well, obviously, I think Mitro is going to start because he had a whole week's rest.
Mm-hmm.
I think Rafa should play instead of Salvio. And then Salvio can get some rest. Or Servi.
One of them needs to be dropped.
Or maybe even Gedge, because Gedge looks a bit tired as well. But he's
Gedge can't be dropped. But Gedge can't be dropped, though, because there's no one as good as him.
No,
unless you play Horta.
Horta's injured right now, no?
Yeah, he's still injured, so...
Yeah. You could play Rafa behind Mitro, though.
Not the same thing.
I don't know. Rafa played really well with Gedge. Now, playing Rafa with Mitro could be different, but he played really well with Gedge. And then, other than that, obviously, Grimaldo's got his rest because he's injured. I
don't know. Maybe
I think playing Jardel might be a smart move this Friday.
No, we'll see. We'll see what happens. But I'm hoping for the wingers to get rest. Salvio or Servi, one of them needs to be rested because they're a little bit tired. Now let's go on to Napoli. That's going to be the last thing we talk about, unless you guys end up having anything to talk about by then. It's going to be a tough game at home.
Yeah.
What are you expecting?
I'm expecting... My feelings change every day, but I'm expecting to win because Napoli drew against Dinamo at home, which is pretty surprising because I don't think Dinamo is that good of a team. I know Napoli beat us, but I think that was kind of a one-off type of game.
They're in 7th now.
Yeah, and they ever since they beat us, they've fallen off completely in the Italian league. I've been watching them a bit, and they tied against Dinamo. Sorry. So I think if we ram our stadium, if we play to our full potential, I think we could come away with a win. And I'm hoping, just in case Dinamo wannabe bastards against Besiktas, they can win as well. That would be very nice. But yeah, I think we will pull it off. I think Rui Vittoria is going to pull the guys together. I think we're going to play a very solid. We're not going to be overly attacking. A very solid game, and we might win. I'm going to say we're going to win 1-0. That's my guess.
All right. So I got all Napoli's games after Benfica. You ready for it?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So Atlanta 1, Napoli 0. Napoli 1, Roma 3. Mm-hmm. Napoli 2, Besiktas 3. Crotone 1, Napoli 2. Napoli 2, Empoli 0. Juventus 2, Napoli 1. Besiktas 1, Napoli 1. Napoli 1, Lazio 1. Udinese 1, Napoli 2. Napoli 0, Dinamo Kiev 0. Napoli 1, Sassuolo 1. And they're going to play on Friday against Inter Milan.
If they lose against Inter, then we're definitely going to beat them.
You see, they only won 2 games after
beating us.
After beating us.
3 games, I think we just fell apart in 10 minutes during that game, and it destroyed us.
Yeah. But, I mean, they dropped down to 7th. They were, like, 2nd at one point.
Yeah, they were.
They're not there off first place. They're only 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. They're on 4 points behind, but it's still a big drop-off, and Napoli aren't as good as they were, I guess, because form-wise, states that. So I'm expecting a win. I just don't want Besiktas to go through.
Because I hate Turkish fans.
we deserved our spot on that first half. We should have nailed down the game.
I just hate Turkish fans because they're so annoying. I'm sorry.
Yeah, they're it's true. They're incredibly annoying.
Benfica
and I'm pretty sure that Sam can sympathize with that because they played Besiktas last year.
Yeah, I remember seeing not death threats, but just intimidation, I guess,
Yeah.
from all the Benfica's fans.
Well, we beat Moreirense 3-0, and I checked our Twitter, and it was like 20 of them talking about, "Oh, we scored 3 goals against you."
I
It's
saw
like,
that
God
actually.
damn
I
it! Like,
did.
yeah,
Like, they
what
won
the
the
hell's going
game.
on?
If they won the game, I'd be like, you can
Yeah,
gloat, but you
exactly. At home, you know. But anyway.
No, it is a good point. And yeah, I mean, Turkish fans are really, really annoying. I met quite a nice one though a while ago, but that's like a miracle to find one of those guys. Let me just see if I got any piece of news here that we can talk about because we're out of topics. So I just want to see if there's anything worthy talking about. I'm just going here through the news on my ball. Actually, just trying to see if there's anything interesting to talk about. Obviously, want to say that we're all very sorry for the tragedy that happened 2 days ago with Shep Quins. Wait, it was yesterday? Sorry, with Shep Quins. So, Benfica was the first team to prontify themselves to give players and financial help, and then Real Madrid and Barcelona, Santos, São Paulo, all the other guys followed through. So that was quite good. That was quite good thing to see that football is united to that. But I mean, I'm really there isn't really much to talk about. I mean, there's Nuno saying that that there's Vitor Beguia saying that Nuno has no fault to what's happening. And I mean, I guess so. Yeah. What you want to comment that?
I was going to say, as much as the players aren't playing well, the manager picks the team, the manager picks the players. That makes that good signings in the summer as well. So,
yeah,
like you said, combination.
All right, but there isn't really anything else. I'm trying to scrap stuff, but I mean, there's nothing. I guess we can just talk like real quick. Sam, how are you feeling for the Clásico? Was your confidence levels?
50-50. We haven't been in the best form. And obviously, Benfica have been outstanding in the league. They've been very good. But obviously, I would hope for a win. But I don't know. With the way we've been playing, can we beat Benfica? I'm not too sure.
This is a derby. Anything can happen.
Yeah, I say right here, episode number 24. Benfica just takes the L at home and wins away. Just calling it.
I think we're gonna draw, which I wouldn't mind too much.
I'm gonna go for a 2-1 win.
2-1 win.
That's lost it too.
Who's gonna get injured in the next game? If you think I'm a bitch, I'm sorry, but I just feel that way.
All right. So, but obviously, we'll see if we end up having any guests on next week. I don't know. We'll see. Obviously, next podcast is obviously going to be on Wednesday again. Obviously, Champions League games. Benfica plays on Tuesday, and then we got Porto at home against Leicester City, and Sporting away at Legia on Wednesday. National holiday here tomorrow. National holiday in 8 days here tomorrow. 8 days here tomorrow. That was amazing. National holiday next Thursday as well in Portugal. So yeah, I got that to look forward to. But yeah, we'll be back next week and we'll see you guys then. Ciao.
All right, peace.